key aims is actually about breaking down barriers to volunteering, so things that might stop young people volunteering. In this particular project, young people were telling us that they were volunteering, they were also seeking work and registered with job centres, and they were having some difficulties with regards to information and advice they were given, sometimes incorrect, sometimes being stopped from volunteering, or perhaps even having their benefits stopped for a particular time where there was misunderstandings. Young people were telling us, you know, we're not having a brilliant experience, or this is happening and I'm not happy. We sort of thought, really, is this happening across Wales? Is this what other young people are experiencing? So the first thing we did was do some research. We found out that there was a real mix. You know, there were some really good examples of information and advice, but there were also some very poor ones. So our aim was to gather that evidence, to have a look at what needed to be done and actually present that in a way that would engage with Department for Work and Pensions and job centres to want to work with us. So we didn't take a report that said this is all, you know, how terrible things are and, you know, you've got to do something about it. We presented a report that said, this is what young people think, this is what is good about your services, this is what is not so good, this is what we think could happen, but this is how we can help you. So from there, when they said, you know, yes, we want to work with you, we picked ourselves off the floor. But we met with them and we discussed and came up with an action plan. We had key aims from both sides, so it wasn't just about what we wanted, it wasn't just about what they wanted. We were looking at, you know, can we reduce the time that young people are on benefits and get them into work because of volunteering? Can we reduce the complaints that are coming through because services are designed for young people by young people? But can we make volunteering more accessible to young people, and can we be making sure the information and advice out there through job centres is right? So we did these sessions and we kind of got staff used to us and also understanding the policies that were in place and how to apply them. We then picked a pilot area. We worked in a pilot area with 3 job centres where we asked them what young people could do to help them. We recruited a panel of young people. We introduced them to the managers, to the advice staff. They offered feedback on their services and things like the physical layout of the centre. But the other thing that they did was they told these staff members about their experiences, and having got to know the young people and actually learn where they were coming from and really understanding that those were issues that needed to be addressed, and it wasn't just somebody who just had an unfortunate experience. Really got them thinking, and they wanted to do something more. So we're in the process of designing a session where we can go into staff and help them to identify issues and be able to look at how to improve services. We have run a session with young people to gain more feedback. We've got them to design a job centre and just to say how they would like it to look. And it's been very interesting because job centres have been designed recently to look quite informal, but in some instances for young people they might lack a structure they need. So there's no reception desk, they don't know where to go to start with and where to go. So that's really been highlighted, and I think they're starting to take those things on board. They say it takes 10 years maybe to affect a real change. We're 5 years in, we're chipping away, but we can really see where it goes. We're working on our operational level. How does this work? What policies, what processes are in place, and how does it practically work for young people? And what can we do to make some small changes that perhaps will make things better? But we're, in the meantime, talking to other UK countries who are wanting to replicate our research, to maybe think about the work that we're doing. And once we've actually tried and tested everything, we've looked at everything that's in place and we've made the improvements that we think that we can, perhaps then we can start saying, we've done what we can, but where the change needs to be is in policy, and maybe that's when we work towards a real effective change across the UK. But we're hoping that Wales will lead the way on that.